Buckle up, MKB here. Welcome back to episode 13 of Travel Disasters. I can't believe this podcast is a teenager already. It's growing up so fast. First of all, happy Labor Day. I hope you're listening to this from a beach chair. Couple of updates about me. I have a show this Friday, September 6th at the Logan Square Improv at 7 p.m. It's a really fun show. It's BYOB, and it's early enough that you can still go out afterwards. Last time I went out with comics until 2 a.m., so it's a pretty good time. You can find my show schedules and anywhere to find me on my personal website, mkbcomedy.com. I paid too much money for it, so please humor me and check it out. I'm trying to get verified on Instagram, so make sure to follow us. It's at Travel Disasters on every form of social media. And if you're loving the podcast, subscribe, baby. Throw me 5 stars, leave a written review, and I will leave it on the air. And if you don't have an iPhone to leave a review on Apple Podcasts, email me what you think. I want to hear it. And we don't discriminate against Android users. So while you're at it, send me a travel disaster of your own to traveldisasterspodacst@gmail.com. We just need a few more stories to pile together an entire episode of listener stories. So please send those in. I can't wait to read them. Tell your friends about this podcast. Tell your Tinder dates about this podcast. I've been going on a couple of Tinder dates lately, and I think just mainly to promote this podcast exclusively. So getting some listeners from there. So on to the good stuff. This episode takes us across the planet Earth to Africa. My childhood friend's older brother, technically, but he's a Peace Corps volunteer, and frankly, Catholic saint in my eyes, Jimmy Lawler, is on the show today. He takes us on an adventure to the hills, the valleys, the peaks, an African trek over a mountain where he was on his way to visit other Peace Corps volunteers. There's blood, there's sweat, there's wild dogs, and there's a crazy story. I think it's one of the craziest stories that we've had yet. So strap in, folks. We're going to Africa. Baby, we're going on the trip from hell, where every flight is missed, they lose your luggage, and you're in the middle seat between a sumo wrestler and a screaming baby. Don't worry, I'm coming along for the ride. I'm Mary Kate Beck, and this is Travel Disasters.
God damn, that is just such a professional opening tune. I hear it. I'm like, that's like a news bulletin. I'm like,
it's well done.
It's like, I'm on the Travel Channel.
Welcome to NPR.
I can just see the baby like crying on the screen.
Oh, we really paint the picture for
nailed
you.
It.
Yeah. That only took 45 tries, but we nailed it.
Worth all 44.
My producer's like, we'll keep you here all night. I think we were here till 11 or something. Oh, it was... Love ya. It was
well paid off.
It did. It's well done. It's hard work paid off. How are you?
I'm
Jimmy
good.
Lawler's here.
Mary Kate Beck.
This is so awesome.
This is a trip. This is a trip down memory lane.
For real. I haven't seen you in probably...
Oh, God. This is like where the guilt trip comes in. It's like we both can't figure out how long
it's fine. It's years. We'll just say years.
Years is a good number.
And we're reunited with a couple of microphones in our mouths.
A couple Miller
Lights. When are we not drinking?
Never. I can't remember the last time I've seen you sober.
Oh, God. That's painfully true. Well, I've known you since we were like... 5
at least.
Yeah.
You've been like best friends with my sister.
Yes.
Forever.
And
you were like part of the adopted pack. It was like you, Kaylee Jennings.
Yeah.
And like Quinlan. And you were just constantly like in and out of our house. It's like, might as well just like get
you guys had a sliding door.
Or Eric Foreman basement style.
Yeah, it was always open. We just slid in and out.
Like you or Steve Finno would just like crash through the door and it's like audience clapped her. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I would like sleep over all the time. If my parents ever couldn't find me, they'd like call Sue or Peter immediately.
They know exactly where you were.
They wouldn't even call. They'd just like, she here. Yeah, we grew up at your house. And yeah, do you guys still have that dog?
Yes.
Oh my God. That dog will outlive us all.
My plan is to dance on its grave, but at this rate, it's not happening. That thing's outliving us all.
He is loud. Murph.
Murph, rat, shithead.
Oh my God. Yeah, like Murphy is such a strong, solid, like dog.
You think like, oh, that's a big like husky gonna come here. It's like, no,
big Murph.
It's a schnoodle. A schnauzer and a poodle, and it's a sissy yelling rat.
He's tiny. He's the size of my Skechers sneakers, and
honestly, like we thought he's been dying for the past 2 years. So everyone like gives him extra food. He's been feeling bad, and now he's entitled. It's
he has so much energy. Like, he will never die.
No, like if you don't feed him, then he just starts being like, it's like I'm dying.
But I bet he's still like rail thin. Like he's oh my God, he's got like black curly hair, long skinny legs, and like a shrieking bark.
It's a banshee. Yeah. It's a fucking banshee yell. That's what it is.
It's amazing.
That's what hell is. That dog's bark on repeat.
Yeah. He's like the dog of Dante. It's just, he's horrible.
Anyway, so that's my arch enemy, folks.
Yes. Yeah. Anyways, I grew up in your house. We're longtime family friends, but that's not the reason why I brought you.
No,
on this podcast.
I have other factors.
Yeah. You're a man of the world. Man of the world.
It's a nice way of putting it. I like to think that I'm just the person I'm not really good at traveling, but I just keep doing it for some reason.
Yeah. But you've been to a lot of like cool places. So you've been around the block when it comes to traveling. Right. So let's do our first segment, folks. Are you ready for it?
You can't see my expression, folks, but it's definitely ready.
He's nervous. All right. Are you guys ready for a drum roll, please? The cavity search. So this is this cavity search is my thought of the worst thing that could possibly happen while you're traveling is getting plucked from the line. And they're like, ma'am, we're going to take you into this tiny room. We're going to put on a creepy rubber glove and we're going to ask you to drop trow.
It's pretty bad.
We're going to search your butthole, basically.
Vivid imagination.
For no reason, but like you have to comply. They don't make you sign anything. They're just like, her butt looks nice. Let's just get in there. So that's my like worst possible ever travel experience.
Okay.
What's yours? Can you top it with your imagination or anything that has happened to you in real life?
I'm going to do a mixture. Because I like to consider myself a slightly like kind of tough individual, but the second I'm hungover, I am an infant that just needs to be put down. Like I cannot stand.
Put you out of your misery.
I hate life. I hate everyone around me.
Yeah.
Everyone's a waste of space, and I just want silence and the sweet nothingness of the void. But I've a lot of times when I was abroad, I couldn't say no to the drink, and I found myself on a lot of bumpy roads. So I'm going to paint you a picture, and this is generally a real thing that happened to me.
Yeah. But it's like your worst travel like experience.
Worst travel experience.
Cool.
Yeah, this isn't giving away anything from later.
Perfect.
But, I started out my day waking up at 6:30 in the morning after a hard night of boozing. This was my time in the Peace Corps in Africa.
There you go. There it is. We just there it is.
You want him to lead in. You want him to lead in. So there I am. I'm waking up. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get going. It's going to take roughly a day to get back to where I need to be, my site.
Like a full 24 hours?
It should take like that much, but like I made it down in like relatively pretty solid time, like 6 hours or something. So it's still like an insane amount of time, but my perspective there was a little skewed. But it ended up taking 14 plus hours in cramped, smelly like buses and taxis.
Oh, Jesus.
With crying babies.
And your sense of smell is heightened.
It's just, I'm in agony. You can only listen to so much like, AC/DC on repeat before it's like, you cannot toughen through the highway through hell. And at one point, like I have to hold a woman's baby.
Oh, God.
And the baby's not feeling so hot. I'm not feeling so hot. So we're having to stare down like who's going to vomit on who first.
Oh, no.
I didn't have anything in my body, like nothing in there. So the baby won.
Oh, no. And baby vomit is like hot. It's and it's fragrant and it's steamy. It's
bad.
And, I've been around many a newborn.
And they didn't believe in rolling down the windows because they thought you could get TB, even though like probably already.
Because it's airborne now?
Well, because someone in the car probably already had it anyway, so why run the gambit? And so it's just miserable. And this is the point where I can honestly say I just died on the inside.
Perfect.
That's the only way I was able to get through that experience. I couldn't, there's no fight left in my eyes.
You had to, separate yourself from your body and,
I've done, random, marathons and stuff.
Yeah.
But you push through. You got to Rocky that moment, keep on going. This is the moment where I'm I give up. I tap out.
This is it. This is really testing.
If, this thing crashes, that's fine. Yeah. I don't care.
Oh.
But yeah, it was 14 hours, and I had to get on and off different taxis, and sometimes the taxis would drive an hour that way, but they come back another 30 minutes to go pick up someone else.
Yeah. Oh God. It's like an Uber pool, but before Uber pools were cool.
This whole ordeal, and then the sun's starting to drop, and that's when I had to go up the windy mountain road to get back.
Wait, is this the travel disaster?
No, this is still just my worst case scenario.
Okay.
Sorry. And yeah, we're still going. And yeah, winding roads. And at one point, I just kind of calmly get out because everyone had to take a pee break because you're in that car for 4 hours. 20 of us just piled on top of each other.
Oh, God.
And then get out and I just go vomit for a while.
Oh.
I broke. Eventually, I got something in my system.
This broke me.
This broke me. This is it. Then I get back and I have to sit outside for another couple hours in pitch black.
Oh, God.
And then I get on another taxi for another 4 hours. So I started my day at 6 a.m. and I ended it at 12 a.m. the next day.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's pretty equivalent to the cavity search, I'm going to say, folks. I'm cringing.
Honestly, if I could go back in time, retrospect, I'd probably take the cavity search over that.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you're just one finger of the butthole.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
That's it.
As opposed to 24 hours of agony.
Hey, keep digging, buddy.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Just get in there.
Let's just rock it.
I love it. So yeah, you alluded to it before, but surprise, folks, we have
a Peace Corps volunteer.
A Peace Corps
RPCV.
volunteer. Yes.
Return Peace Corps volunteer. I was in the Corps, pretty badass.
So I need backstory.
Right.
How did you
decide on that?
Madness.
So my aunt Kathy, you know her.
Love her.
She's the insane
cool
aunt.
Kathy.
The cool aunt, the one that you grow up and realizing, oh my God, she's actually insane.
She never had kids. She's my idol. I love her.
Oh no, that's same. So I grew up.
She's who I want to be.
I hero worship the hell out of her growing up. And she constantly telling me about all these, stories from her time in the Peace Corps. She did Peace Corps Jamaica in the 1980s. And it was just nuts hearing these stories. And then she traveled to the Amazon.
Yeah. Oh my God. She's still the coolest person ever.
Still, absolutely. Yeah. And so I always wanted to do the Peace Corps. I wanted to do some kind of travel. And I guess I kind of like helping people, give or take.
You're travel's outweighing the help.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Putting cool shit on Facebook's really why I got into it.
Yeah, do it for the gram.
Yeah.
Do it. Yeah, we always do. I mean, Instagram is the only reason why I wake up every morning. Quite literally. My alarm goes off and then I check Instagram to get my brain waves functioning, which is, I hate to admit
what's my higher power? My likes on Facebook.
That's amazing. Okay. So Aunt Kathy was inspo.
Inspiration, right. And so I applied. It was right as I was about to graduate college, political science major. So not a whole lot of job offers.
That's crucial. Yeah.
It's a big factor. Yeah. It's how's this guy qualified? I'm not.
He majored in
political science?
Voting? Yeah.
So I got some background experience tutoring ESL. English is a second language here in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I also did got a TEFLA certificate online. And I was applying for the Peace Corps.
Teaching
English.
It's a foreign language.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Nailed it. Yeah. See, I didn't deserve that certificate, obviously.
It's a first language. Foreign language? It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Point
TEFLA. Got it.
They let me go abroad and teach stuff.
Yeah, there you
go. So I was getting all these certificates and I was applying for the Peace Corps. And crazy enough, I actually got denied 3 times.
Fuck them.
I know.
Their loss.
You'd think all the smart people would
all those
get jobs.
Certifications.
No, it's it's insane. It's whose dick do I got to suck to go live in a hut? So So it's like, all the nerds apparently want to do this shit too.
Yeah.
It's like, looks good on their resume. It's like, I just want to do this because it looks cool. Yeah. And I have like a kick-ass story to tell at Cork and Gary. Like,
yeah, there you go.
That's it. I just want to be a lonely drunk.
Impress chicks.
Why I do majority of my things.
For real. Yeah.
Still not working.
Yeah. Like, I'm still very alone, ladies.
Still just got to keep up in the ante.
Okay.
Anyway, so I got into the Lesotho English program. I left October 2015.
What's Lesotho?
Oh, right. Yeah, that's a good
Come
point.
on, yeah.
My bad.
I'm like, oh, for sure, Lesotho.
She's pulling up the map right now. It's spelled like it looks like Lesotho. It's this tiny little blip on South Africa.
Oh, well, yeah, I could have guessed.
Yeah, no, now you know. Yeah, of course, now you know.
Yeah.
It's this really tiny landlocked country inside of South Africa.
Okay.
It's like some crazy like diplomacy deals with the British and the Zulu warriors. I don't know. Point is,
gotcha.
They got their own land inside of South Africa, and this is like mountainous kingdom. And so I went over there. So like this like entire kingdom in the mountain. So like I went over there as an English
kingdom
teacher.
in the mountain, like
I know,
the Lion King.
Here's like a little fun fact.
I'm sorry.
They based a lot of the Black Panther movie, like the Wakanda.
So cool.
Like kind of, they based a little bit on it, like Lesotho, like the geography.
It sounds like a movie. Yeah. Like it sounds incredible.
Yeah, of course, when I got home, I lost it because I'm like, there is no Afro-Future Nation. Like, there wasn't there. I looked.
I tried.
No vibranium. MCU fans will get that one.
I don't. I'm not nerd.
I figured.
Yeah. Aaron's nodding. Of course.
My man.
So Lesotho.
Yeah, that's how you properly pronounce it.
The only place that would accept you.
Essentially, yes. Jeez, Mary Kate. Way to make it feel real good.
You're like, way to cut it down.
That's getting edited.
So you get there.
So
what's the deal?
Sorry. So I got there October 2015. I was there until roughly like December 2017. And I came back to America January of 2018. So I was there for 28 months.
Wow.
Yeah. So my like site, so where I was stationed was, I was at this, like my village was Makisang, and it had about 500 people living in it. And it was considered a remote site. So it was like 4 hours off the main road.
God, what?
Into like the mountain. So like I lived in Maholong. It was like the most mountainous area in Lesotho.
Is it green? Like mountainous how?
It ranges.
Okay.
Because like sometimes there's a drought.
Yeah.
But honestly, like I got snowed in a few times in my site.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I wanted to go skiing, but I just couldn't do it. But
make them out of branches. Use what you have.
I did show some people like this is called a snowman. No one got it.
Oh.
But they understood snowball fights because I got pegged a lot.
There you go.
Yeah. So it was fun. But yeah, so I was up there. And I was a teacher at Maduaning Primary, which I'm not even kidding. Translation is the place of the little cannibals.
Oh my God.
So I taught.
Does it live up to its name?
It did. It did. Not
You're like they suck.
They were, my students.
Monsters.
Yeah, I mean, give or take. Yeah.
Yeah. You can say it. It's a safe space.
Safe space.
They're not listening to this.
I doubt it. I mean, Tabo did have a pretty sick phone, but I doubt it. Tabo, if you're hearing me right now, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
No, I'm kidding. Actually, Tabo was my favorite because he could figure out who won the race, the tortoise and the hare.
Oh, there you go.
Smart kid.
Smart kid.
No one else got it. Anyway,
so what are you teaching them? English?
So, right. I keep going off topic. So I taught 5th, 6th, and 7th graders. I was their English teacher.
Okay.
And then also on the side, I was teaching them about like HIV and AIDS. Like,
whoa, heavy stuff.
Yeah, so Lesotho, like really, like I think it might be the 3rd worst in the world.
You're like English and AIDS. What?
Yeah, just a juggling act.
Holy shit.
I mean, ABCs or your life, whatever.
ABCs, condoms. Wow.
Yeah. So I did my best. Gave it my all. Pretty hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you what. So I go up there, all bright-eyed, like, I'm going to make a difference.
Yeah, change the world.
Rock it. Then you want to fast forward. It's like one of those SpongeBob time cards, like 2 weeks later. And my students still haven't figured out how a rabbit could lose a race to a turtle. I spent 2 weeks on that. I'm not even kidding. I'm like, so who won the race? Well, hare. And I'm just like banging my head on the chalkboard.
Like, God,
I can't understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh my God. These sweet babies. They just like, I mean, they're little. They're like 5th, 6th graders. They're so sweet.
And also, I'm going to throw out a solid disclaimer. So you're going to hear me just bitching about this, but also the experience was absolutely amazing. Would not want to deter anyone from the Peace Corps. There were far better volunteers out there. I was just the one that, I winged it a lot.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't really have any chaperones. You were living alone out there.
I was living alone. The closest volunteer to me was about an hour and a half hike across over a mountain to get to.
That's insane.
So that was my closest friend that I had. I helped rebuild the school hall that broke down. So that was like my one claim to fame. I actually got that done. That was like the one thing I did.
The Jimmy Lawler Hall of Fame.
Yes. And so primarily my main mode of transportation was these taxis that I kind of started my little cavity search with.
Yeah.
So they would shove like 20 people into this thing that could fit maybe 13 comfortably. And I'd be on this thing for like 4 hours for something that probably could only take like an hour and a half, driving.
God,
it's just they have to stop constantly and pick people up.
Right.
Windows are rolled up. I'm like claustrophobic in the back seat. So I hated.
And it's hot.
It's hot.
So hot.
It's hot as hell.
Yeah.
So I hated getting on these taxis, but also I was alone by myself. So I was like, it was a catch-22.
Human contact.
Yeah, I wanted to go talk to other people. Yeah. So it's trailing in. I wanted to go visit my good friend Rob, and he lived on the other side of the mountain range from me. So it was about a 4.5, 5 hour hike on a good day. So I started my day. It was May. Actually, I know the exact date. It was like May 14th because
specific.
Because 10 days before this was May 4th, and I actually charged my laptop up to watch Star Wars and I blacked out by myself. Worth it. Totally worth it. I have no regrets about it. But, when you're come to and you're just vomiting popcorn you made for yourself, you're like, I should probably go hang out with someone. I'm not good company. So I've decided, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to hike over to my buddy's, his site.
Yeah.
So I get up pretty early. I go to school and I'm talking with my teachers, and I'll never forget, it was freezing rain because, seasons are switched.
Oh, yeah.
So it's it's about to become winter there.
Yeah.
So I'm bundled up. I got a couple jackets on. I'm ready to rock.
It. Yeah.
And my teacher's like, life was meant to be lived. It wasn't meant to be easy. And as we're not going to class, we're refusing to go outside because it's raining and hailing. I'm like, okay, this is ominous.
You're like, this is an omen for sure.
Yeah. So I start off my hike. And I've only made this trek once with another volunteer with me. So I'm like, I totally got this, a little bit too confident. I come down through the mountains. I came out too early. I came out in the middle of the riverbed. And so it was like and it was like a bunch of sticky bushes.
Oh boy.
So it was like that scene from The Lion King when the hyenas just fly right into there.
Yes.
I come out of there like a porcupine.
Oh God.
And so I had to strip by the river. It's still cold out. And I'm just in my drawers, just trying to get
your drawers.
Sorry. It's cute for me to ever sit.
I know.
And honestly, the rest of the hike to his place went off without a hitch. Everything
perfect.
seemed pretty fine. A little lost, a lot of questioning looks. Who is this random white guy just hiking through here?
You stick out.
I'm like, you know what? That makes sense. I'm like the Waldo that's really not doing his job.
Yeah.
I get there, and so on Friday night, it's just me and him, and he cooks us a sausage dinner. Where do you get the sausage? I don't know. Probably should have looked into that.
Yeah.
But everything seemed to be going fine. It tasted delicious. Kid's a kick-ass cook. I'm just don't exactly have the strongest constitution. So
I think bowel movements and stomach issues are the theme of this podcast.
It's getting there. Yeah.
The past 3 episodes, someone's like,
yeah, right.
Wasn't my best self.
Insert disgusting bowel movement.
I'm so ready for it. Here we go.
Yeah, we're definitely heading down that road. And so I wake up the next day and I'm like, hey, it's kind of cold, right? And my buddy's like, I mean, yeah, like for like winter getting started, I guess it's kind of cold. I'm like no, like I'm like freezing. And he's like, oh, okay. I'm like, all right. First red flag goes off.
Yeah, you're like, I have fucking chills.
So while we're waiting for our 2 other friends to come meet us up with like the quarts of beers, we tried to build like a smokehouse inside his hut. It didn't go well. We almost burned down the place.
Oh, Jesus.
But it's like in me running in and outside that I'm like, and I'm starting to feel a little nauseous now. I'm like, it's probably the adrenaline because we almost set this place on fire.
Right.
Yeah. So and my normal thing to get warm is have a little brandy with my tea. And that wasn't working. Still cold. And as they came over, I just started feeling more and more sick and I'm starting to sweat. Everyone's like, Jimmy, are you feeling okay? I'm like, no, I'm freezing. So they threw me under 3 massive winter blankets. I had like 2 jackets on and I'm just laying there shivering.
Oh, God.
And so they're just like, oh, okay. And like they're drinking, having a good time.
Yeah.
Because why let the party die?
Yeah.
And so I'm there.
We're killing the vibe.
And they the guy's a sweetheart, lets me sleep in his bed. And then I just wake up at like 3 a.m. and I'm like, oh my God, here we go. Like I ran out to the latrine.
You're like, it's happening.
It's happening. This is it. This is the moment.
God.
And I had to simultaneously vomit and diarrhea.
No, this is
for like a solid until like the sun was rising.
What?
I think.
This is like an hour.
No,
least.
I mean like
2 hours.
Yeah, honestly,
oh, wow.
kind of like pretty proud of that multitasking to the next level. Just
how
going
did
back.
You do it?
Well, you just like, you release what's got to go.
Your bottom's on the latrine, and then do you like lean out the door to vomit?
Well, you're trying not to puke on your dick, but but I mean, it's not going great. I'm doing my best, but
I forgot that. Oh, so would you just move your little wiener out of the way to puke between your legs?
My horse cock. Come on, this thing's going out.
Oh my God.
I would
Is that what you do?
No, I mean, well,
is that what boys do? Because
like,
I would have to like open the door and like be a lady and like.
Let's not get too preoccupied on how that probably didn't work out so great.
Oh my God!
No, I was like acrobat stunts, like flipping back and forth. It's like one's coming and then like, okay, like it's an uppill battle. I fought it all night.
So great.
I lost.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But that's okay. I cleaned myself up when necessary. It wasn't that bad. Honestly, I was pretty proud of that. That's not where it gets bad.
Yeah. Good for
so
you.
then I go and I like sleep for, I don't know, 2-3 hours. And then like the day's beginning. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, like that was awful, but I think the worst is over it.
I can do this.
So I get up. I'm like, okay, I'm going to head back to my site. And they're like, are you sure that's a good idea? I'm like, I would rather be hiking and feel like that than in the middle of a taxi, which would take me like 14 hours to get back to my place. Because I'm on the total other side. And they're like, okay, good luck. I'm like, yep, all right, not a problem. So I'm going and I'm feeling pretty fine. I'm feeling good. I've got a lot of water. Happy thoughts. And then at one point I'm just like, oh, that's a weird rumble in my stomach. And I completely shit my pants.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Shit your pants?
I shit my pants. So I spent all night fighting that like uphill battle for nothing. Like,
oh no.
So then I'm doing like the awkward penguin walk. Like,
what? You still have your pants on?
I only have the one pair.
Oh God.
I'm like, wasn't planning for this, Mary Kate. This wasn't.
I don't want to be in the nude. What if I run into someone? Oh no. I feel like I would take my shorts off and like make underpants out of like my shirt or something.
I mean, it's cool in theory, but you're in the middle of mountains of Africa. It's not ideal. Anyway.
Okay, so you're walking around with
shit.
Like,
yeah, winter and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Don't forget about that. Hypothermia is a thing. Who knew?
Yeah.
And so like there's these shepherds like all around. So I like dive behind a bush and I just go through my wallet and find any old receipts I can and just wipe.
And your bottom.
Yeah, gotta keep going. Gotta keep going.
You're such a survivor.
And I'm making my way like through. And this is the rock bottom so far of my life.
Oh no!
I don't think I can.
His face looks so defeated.
I was out of like receipts.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of nowhere. I pick up and here's a flat looking rock. And I'm like,
oh wow!
All right, Bear Grylls this shit. Wipe my ass with a rock.
Oh my God.
Toughest asshole ever.
Oh my, yes. Oh my God.
Yeah, so that obviously doesn't feel great. So I'm just continuing this walk. I'm just dehydrated, losing my mind. At one point, so before I left for my hike, I downloaded the entire soundtrack of Last of the Mohicans.
Oh.
It's like, gets you in the mood.
It's uplifting.
And so like as I'm like stumbling down a mountain, because at the one point there's this river and it's like a valley. Mm-hmm. So I'm like stumbling my way down, like basically just tumbling down because at this point I don't care. I'm giving up.
I have nothing left to lose.
Get to the bottom, cross the river, and I have to go back up that mountain. I said, the one that I came out to.
Yeah.
So I am crawling my way to the top of the mountain, and I finally I get to the halfway point, and I'm laying down, and for some reason the sun's going down, and I'm like, oh, okay, days really slipped by, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm giving up right here. I'm just gonna lay here. I don't care if I have to sleep here. And that's when I remember that the dogs are trained to generally mutilate any strangers on their property.
Whoa, dude, what?
Yeah, it's a long tangent. But the Cliff Notes is I trained the dogs in my village to basically be my security guards.
Whoa.
I fed them. One main guy was Clifford. He was awesome.
Clifford, what a great dog name.
Yeah, it's a giant red mutt, and his crew, Pointy Ears and Bear, they would be my bodyguards. I'd go outside, and anywhere I went, they would just follow me around. So and they would kick the shit on any dog that tried to mess with me.
Wow.
But my boys are nowhere near me.
Yeah.
I still got an hour to go.
Yeah.
So I get up and
you're like, I can't fucking sleep here, or else I won't have a dick.
Mm-hmm. Right. That dick, that horse cock that I went so hard not to puke on.
Totally, yeah. All for nothing.
All for absolutely nothing. And I get back, and of course, forgetting there's one more hill. And this time, I literally just crawl up it. I take my backpack off. It doesn't have any food or anything, and I just throw it because I can't have anywhere actually.
Fuck it.
Wait.
Jesus, you'll find another one. Yeah.
Sun is setting. I hear the dogs barking. They're like,
Jesus.
It's like, let's get this fucker. We got him.
Oh, no.
I made it up. Luckily, my boys came, surrounded me, and I came in, and I just collapsed on the floor of my hut. I felt no need to get in bed.
And you survived.
I survived.
Oh, my God.
And that was for 27 months, I was on and off food poisoning, nonstop.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm a bitch. And I had to,
You're not a bitch.
Anyway, and I had to sleep with a knife because my hut was infested with scorpions.
Jesus.
And just general, existential dread, loneliness, bits of madness, God complex. You name it, I had it.
Oh, my God.
But that was the single worst thing that happened to me. And I was like, well, I survived that. That was like my Revenant shit.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I was Leonardo DiCaprio going up against
reference.
a bear.
Yes.
I mean, I just shit myself. It wasn't like I was stacked by a bear, but metaphorically.
I slept inside a horse carcass. So
metaphorically, I tracked down Tom Hardy and I got revenge.
Amazing! Oh my God, that was one of the best. I don't want to be biased, but that was probably one of the best stories we've ever.
I'm listening to the stories about people coming on here.
These bitches ain't shit.
No, I'm listening. I'm like, do I just go big guns right away? It's I got some other crappier stories.
I know we have to have you back. This was so awesome. Oh
got
my
a million
God.
of these. So
yes,
would absolutely love to be back.
Yeah, this was so fun. Thank you so much for being on the pod.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah.
Thanks, Aaron, for being in the corner.
Do you have any trips coming up? Is there anything you want us to plug? What are your thoughts?
No upcoming trips, but what I do have is I started a blog. When I was in Lesotho, I started this writing group just to kill time because I had absolutely nothing but time over there. And I started with just a couple volunteers, but I decided to bring it back to the States. And what I do is I read different books and I just kind of summarize them in my own little quirky way. Mm-hmm. It's just mad rantings of a psychotic.
What's it called?
It is JimReadsSparkNotes.wordpress.com.
There you go.
All one word. Give it a shot if you like it, great. If not, I have a pretty big ego. I can take the hit.
I can fucking handle it.
I don't really care. I have a God complex.
I love it. Well, thank you again for being on the show. This was an awesome episode. I'm so
happy to be
stoked
here
right now. Yes.
I can't wait to listen to myself in the car.
Yeah.